Hey guys, it's Friday, so I really want to apologize for not posting the last few weeks. Um, I've been settling into my new place in Salt Lake City, and so I've just been insanely busy trying to stay on top of all of that, getting a job. Um, there really aren't enough excuses. I love this channel, and I really wish that I could have been posting, but it just didn't happen. Won't happen again. So I'm just going to jump into it. It's Pick Your Own Topic week this week. So I want to talk about something it's kind of a jumbled up topic. Like, there's no, like, one sentence to fit it in. But it hits close to home and something that I experience on a regular basis. So I just want to talk about that with you guys. So I guess basically I'm going to talk about being a non-binary person and how that fits into trans spaces, especially in regards to like media representation and how other trans people treat me. Basically just like the ins and outs of being a non-binary person. So I'll start by saying that I think it's really difficult a lot of the time. Because we, as people in general, really internalize the binary, and we as trans people really understand the binary to be something that's difficult to work with. That being said, being non-binary sucks because everyday things like driver's licenses, job applications, pronouns, relationship roles, all that kind of stuff is really binary. And it's difficult to navigate because sometimes, and I've been experiencing this a lot lately in regards to like job applications or interviews or things like dress codes, that not being male and not being female is like you have to pick a side. And it sucks because, like, you can't just tell employers something that they may not understand. So, I just had an interview with the TSA, which is for the airport. And I can't just, like, jump right out and say, hey, I'm a non-binary individual. Please don't use gender assignments with me. Because they hire based on gender. Because if you go to the airport and you want to be pat down, that has to be a same sex person. So women get pat down by women, men get pat down by men. What's that going to look like with me? I have no idea. So it might be something that sucks. It might be kind of fun. I don't really know. But it's something that frustrates me on a regular basis. Also, something, something that has been frustrating me lately is like the media representation of trans people, especially trans males. And that's why I'm talking about this instance specifically, because I think a majority of our audience are trans men / trans masculine people. And let me preface by saying that I don't think these people are bad, and I don't think that it's intentional. But what I'm seeing a lot of is a lot of hype surrounding people like Aydian Dowling, with how much hype he's getting over Men's Health magazine and with F10 magazine. I'm just seeing a lot of, like, the conversation isn't being had. Like, people are flipping their lid over Aydian and how amazing he is. And I agree, I think he does really great things for the community. But I'm not sure people are critically thinking about why he's getting all the attention that he's getting. And I think he's getting this attention because he has cis-passing privilege, he's white, he's physically fit, and he fits the standards of the heteronormative ideals that in the society that we live in. He's married to what I perceive to be a woman. And like I said, white, has cis-passing abilities, and is really physically fit. And that pisses me off, that people are like, oh my god, Aydian, 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 you're amazing, sign my magazine. And I think he's being put on a pedestal that I think he's worked hard for, but doesn't help non-binary people like me. It does not help me be recognized. It does not help the conversations around they, them pronouns or non-binary people, because Aydian isn't talking about it. He's only talking about being trans male and about fitness and everything, which is fine. Like I said, I don't want to erase his accomplishments, and I don't want to erase everything that he's worked so hard for, because I think those conversations are important. But I also think the conversations around non-binary trans individuals is equally as important. So I don't want to come off as this like super angry queer about all these things, but I am frustrated because people ask me like, oh, have you seen Aydian? Have you seen Laverne? Have you seen Caitlyn Jenner? Have you seen this and this and this and this? And that's great and that's fine. But on the other hand, it doesn't help my dysphoria, and it doesn't help me feel as though I'm recognized within the trans community when the only people being talked about are people with cis-passing abilities. And I don't think people are centering their allyship on those who don't really fit into ideal standards. So I think Caitlyn Jenner is great, but I also think we need to stop talking about her. I think Aydian is great. I think we need to stop talking about him. And I think Laverne Cox and Janet Mock have done a really great job of shining light on trans people that aren't as recognized. So those are the people that I will give credit to, furthering trans discussions, whereas I won't give Aydian Dowling all of the credit on doing great things for the community. I think that he makes a lot of people's dysphoria worse, and he makes a lot of people feel like they need to look like him. He doesn't make, okay, I'm gonna backtrack a second. He doesn't make people feel like that, but people's obsession with people like Aydian is what makes dysphoria worse. I shouldn't say that Aydian does it, because I don't think Aydian himself does. I just think that the system we belong to focuses a lot on people who pass really well. Right now, I'm in this awkward limbo of not really, I mean, I pass in some circles and I don't in some, and I don't really have the desire to pass, but I think that sometimes it's nice to have the ability to, but it's not a priority for me. So I guess long story short, we have a long way to go, and I don't think people really remember that, because trans people of color are ignored on a regular basis. Non-binary people of color are ignored on a regular basis. And you can be non-binary and you can be trans, and I think we all know that. But it's frustrating, and I am white, so I do have privilege that others don't. But it's frustrating to me to exist in spaces in which I can see people being ignored and erased on a regular basis, while trans people are like idolizing other big name people like Buck Angel, Aydian Dowling, Laverne Cox, Janet Mock, Caitlyn Jenner, you know, just to name a few. I think we need to stop idolizing people that aren't doing their very best for the community. And I think until we can include all types of trans and queer people in discussions, we should not be patting ourselves on the back. And maybe that's the big feminist in me. I don't really know. But as a non-binary person, I'm constantly frustrated. You know, and just really quick, you know, I will constantly tag F10 magazine in my Instagram posts about their magazine or about whatever. and I have never once been featured on their Instagram, which I'm really not frustrated about. It's just something that I've noticed is that, like, everyone I ever saw shout out F10 magazine on their spring cover with Aydian Dowling got featured. Almost every single person. And I tagged them multiple times, and I have not been featured on their Instagram. And I'm not sure if that's because they don't want to post every single person, or if it's because they don't know how to talk about me when they post my caption. But either way, it's increasingly aggravating to be a non-binary person in trans circles. So I'm going to stop there. Basically, you know, I want there to be more discussion and more room for non-binary people and for trans masculine people and for trans feminine people that don't want to use binary pronouns. And if you do, that's fine. I'm not shaming you. I'm not shaming those that want to or have identified with binary identities, because I think we should all welcome each other. And I have friends that use binary pronouns and binary identities, and I don't love them any less. I think they're great people. I just think that we should make a little bit more room for non-binary people like me and for non-binary people like my friends, because there really isn't a whole lot of room at the table right now, and I think we can do a lot better. If you guys want to chat about it, hit me up. My Tumblr box is always open. My Instagram is always open. Hit me up. Let's talk about it. Like I said, there's more room for discussion about this topic. I could literally go on for probably another hour, and I'm not going to do that to you. So, like I said, I'll be posting more often once I get in the swing of things. I appreciate your patience. I hope you're having a really kick-ass summer. I know I am. I'm loving the area. If you're from Salt Lake City, hit me up. Haven't made too many friends here, and I look forward to doing that. Check out my regular channel. I'm nearing 4 months on T soon, so all kinds of cool stuff. But anyway, I'm going to cut it there. Hope you're having a great weekend, great summer, all that fun stuff. Whatever you're doing, you do you. You're awesome. Let's chat. Thanks, guys.